An adversary of President Trump, one who doggedly pursued him in court, is now on the receiving end. New York Attorney General Letitia James was indicted by a federal grand jury on Thursday on a single count of bank fraud. The indictment was handed up in the Eastern District of Virginia, the same jurisdiction where former FBI Director James Comey was indicted last month. Now, James's indictment comes after claims that New York's top lawyer falsified records to get some sweetheart home loans for a property in Norfolk, Virginia that she claimed as her principal residence in 2023. That was when she was beginning her second term in her role in New York. James has called the allegations baseless and said that she bought the home with her niece, who uses it as her primary residence. Now, Letitia James is not one of the president's favorite people, to put it mildly. She ended up in President Trump's crosshairs after she won a civil case against the Trump Organization last year for inflating the value of its real estate empire. The president was ordered to stop doing business in the Big Apple and pay $355 million in penalties in that case. But that financial penalty, as you know from listening right here every day, was overturned, and the rest is caught up in appeals. The Department of Homeland Security is condemning what it calls dangerous doxing of immigration agents and their families. Now, doxing is the practice of publishing private identifying information about someone, like their name, address, phone number, and email without their consent. And DHS says the escalating rhetoric by liberal politicians and media outlets against ICE and Customs and Border Protection agents is leading to more instances of the practice. DHS Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin said of the trend, quote, "The men and women of ICE and CBP are fathers and mothers, sons and daughters. They get up every morning to try and make our communities safer. The violence and dehumanization of these men and women who are simply enforcing the law must stop." The department says recent incidents include profanity-laced voicemails left for agents and social media postings revealing the home addresses of federal officers. Those, DHS says, have led to several arrests. Now, if you thought the story of Jonathan Rinderknecht, the 29-year-old Uber driver accused of starting the Palisades fire, was crazy before, buckle up. Authorities say last month, Rinderknecht threatened to burn down his sister's house and to shoot his brother-in-law with a gun hidden in a stuffed animal. I know, it sounds really unhinged. The family was so concerned, they moved out of the house to get away from him. And I'm just getting started here. Weeks after prosecutors say he started the fatal Los Angeles wildfire, Rinderknecht filed claims that his unidentified male neighbor lured him to his apartment where he smoked drugs, watched violent pornography, and tried to rip off Rinderknecht's pants. Rinderknecht also said the man later apologized, but then followed him to his apartment and once again tried to rip his clothes off. Now, while this was all going down, Rinderknecht was already knee-deep in his own legal battle over claims that he caused a motorcycle crash that left the rider with gruesome injuries while Rinderknecht was working as a DoorDash delivery guy. Now, Rinderknecht is due in court in Orlando next Friday. For more on this story and everything else you could possibly want to know, check out the New York Post in print or online. And don't forget, like and subscribe to the New York POSTCast wherever you get your podcasts, and on YouTube. You'll be glad you did.